Welcome to Provatech. My name is Raju, C++ programming language tutorial by Provatech. Today, I would like to explain control statements. Control statements are decision making statements, if else, if else, nested if else, and iterative statements, loops, for loop, while loop, and do while loop, and jump statements, break, continue, and go to. So C++ control statements is the flow control. In a program, statement may be executed sequentially, selectively, iteratively. So I have statements, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4, like this. Some set of statements. So in any program language, C++, C, Java, .NET, in languages, so statements are executed sequentially. Then first statement executed, next statement 2, next statement 3, statement 4, so on, like that. So statements are executed sequentially or selectively. If some condition is satisfied, this statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. Otherwise, statement 3 and statement 4 will be executed. So, if condition is satisfied, statement 1, statement 2 executed. Otherwise, statement 3 and statement 4 will be executed. This is the selectively. So, or iteratively. Iteratively means if condition is true, so the set of statements executed repeatedly. Whenever the condition is false, so the control comes out of the loop. So statement 1 and statement 2 executed repeatedly whenever the condition is true. If the condition is true, statement 1 and statement 2 executed, then again test the condition. Condition is true, statement 1 and statement 2 executed again. So these statement 1 and statement 2 statements executed repeatedly whenever the condition is true. If the condition is false, it's come out of the loop and statement 3 and statement 4 will be executed. So in a program, statement may be executed sequentially, selectively, or iteratively. Every program language provides constructs to support sequence, selection, and iteration. So sequence construct means statement are executed sequentially. Every program begins with first statement of main. Each statement in turn executed sequentially. When the final statement of main executed, the programming is done. Suppose I have main program. So in this program, so first program starts with the main, then statement 1 executed, then statement 2, then statement 3, then statement 4 executed is the end of the curly braces. So this means that statements executed sequentially. This is the flow chart of sequence construct. Statement 1 executed, then statement 2 executed, then statement 3 executed. Selection, that is sequence, then another one is selection. So the selection construct means the execution of statement or statements depending upon a conditional test. Depending upon a conditional test. If condition evaluates true, then a set of statement, otherwise another set of statements. So suppose statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. So here some condition. Some condition. So if this condition is true, then statement 1 and statement 2 executed. Otherwise, statement of 3 and statement 4 executed. Clear, right? This is selection. So these are not sequential execution. So if the condition is true, statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. Otherwise, statement 3 and statement 4 will be executed. This is the selection. The flow chart of selection. So if condition is true, then statement 1 and statement 2 executed. If condition is true, when statement 1 and statement 2 executed. If condition is false, then statement 4, statement 5 will be executed. This is the selection instruct. So the main selection is if block, if else block, nested if else block, if else if ladder. So selection means that is if else block. So in C++ programming, if statement is used to test the condition. So if statement test condition. So this condition is true, some set of statements executed. Statement 1, statement 2, these statements executed. So the syntax of if statement is if test condition. The result of that test condition is either true or false. The result of test condition is either true or false. So based on the result, so if test condition is true, then st1 and st2 executed. So there are the various types of if statement in C++. If statement, if else statement, nested if statement, if else if ladder. If else if ladder. So this is the general if statement. So the syntax is if condition. This is a small example. Program starts with the main. So num is the integer variable having the value 10. Num is the integer variable having 10. So int num equal to 10. This means that declaration and initialization happened simultaneously. So then check that num modulo 2. So that means that 10 modulo 2. So the output is 0. So check that if num modulo 2 equal to 0. So num modulo 2 value is 0. If 0 equal to 0, this is relational operator. So 0 equal to 0 is true. Then cout displays it is even number, will be displayed on the console window. The general if statement is if condition. If condition is either true or false. If condition is true, then the if block statements executed. Another form of if statement is if else. So if else is the general syntax is if condition, then statement 1, statement 2 executed, otherwise statement 3, statement 4 will be executed. The if else statements also test the condition. So based on the condition, the result of condition is either true or false. If it is true, then st1, st2 will be executed. Otherwise, st3, st4 will be executed. So the C++ if else statement also tests the condition. It executes the if block if condition is true, otherwise else block is executed. If condition is true, then if block is executed, otherwise else block is executed. So this is the if block. st1 and st2 are if block, and st3 and st4 are else block. So the syntax is if condition, otherwise else. So the flowchart of if statement is if condition is true, then statement 1 and statement 2 executed. If it is false, statement 3 and statement 4 will be executed. So small example using if else statement. So program starts with the main. Num is the integer variable, it is local variable. So then enter a number will be displayed on the window. If user ends 15, it will store to num. So num equal to now 15. Then check that num modulo 2. Num modulo 2 means 15 modulo 2. 7 to 14. So 1 is the remainder. Then check that if num modulo 2 equal to 0. So num modulo 2 value is 1. Then if check that 1 equal to 0. 1 equal to 0. So using relational operators 1 equal to 0 is false. False. Then else block executes. Else block executes. So what is the else block? Cout, it's odd number. So it is odd number. Suppose if I give 8, then check that 8 modulo 2 equal to 0. So 8 modulo 2 is 0. So 0 equal to 0. Then it is true. So if block executed. What is the if block cout? It is even number. So this is the example of if else. So next is nested if else. So nested if else. So we have if light, if condition. So suppose if if the if block having another if statement, so this is the nested if else. So if block or else block having another if statements, that is called as nested if else. Clear? If block or else block having another if else statements, then it is called as nested if statements. So next, C++ if else if ladder statement. So the syntax is if condition 1, then set of statements, else if condition 2, else if condition 3, otherwise so on, else. So previously we are seeing if condition otherwise else some statements. Now if else later means if else else if check the another condition text, then set of statements, otherwise else if same test again, otherwise else block will be executed. This is the if else if ladder. So this is small program to check the grade based on the given marks. Based on the given student marks, I will display the grade of student based on the given marks. So using if else if ladder statements. So program starts with the main. Num is the integer variable. Num is the integer variable. So first cout statement, enter a number to check grade will be displayed on the console window. If user enters 90, so num is 90, and check that num. So num 90 less than 0 or 90 greater than 100. 90 greater than 100. Ninety less than 0 logical or 90 greater than 100. So 90 less than 0 is it is false. 90 greater than 0 is 90 greater than 100 is false. So the output is false. So control comes to another else if statement. Another else if statement. So now it checks that 90 greater than or equal to 0 and this is the logical and 90 less than 50. 90 less than 50. So 90 greater than or equal to 0 is true, 90 less than 50 is false. So the output is logical and operator, it is false. Then another control goes to another else if statement, check that 90 greater than or equal to 50 logical and operator and 90 less than 60. So 90 greater than 50 is true, 90 less than 60 is false. So the output is using logical and operator, the output is false. So next control goes to another else if statement. Then check that 90 greater than or equal to 60 logical and 90 less than 70. So 90 greater than or equal to 60 is true, 90 less than 70 is false. So the output is false. So control goes to another else if block. Then check that 90 greater than or equal to 70 and logical and operator 90 less than 80. So 90 greater than 70 is true, 90 less than 80 is false. So the output is using logical and operator, it is false. then control goes to another statement. 90 greater than or equal to 80. 90 greater than or equal to 80 and 90 less than 90. So 90 greater than or equal to 80 is true. 90 less than 90 is false. The output is false. Control goes to another else if statement. So now another if statement, if number greater than or equal to 90. So 90 greater than or equal to 90 and 90 less than or equal to 100. So 90 greater than or equal to 90 is true. 90 less than or equal to 100, it is true. So the output is true. So A++ grade will be displayed on the console window. A++ grade will be displayed on the console window. So in this example, I am saying if test the condition and again else if, again else if, again else if. So if else if ladder, this one. This is the example of if else if ladder. Next is switch statement. Switch statement. The switch statement executes one statement from multiple conditions. So in previous example, we are seeing if else if ladder. If check the condition, then no, it then goes to else if, else if, else if. So same thing we can do switch statement. One statement executed from multiple conditions. So previous example, if number greater than 50, number greater than 60, number greater than 70, number greater than 80, like that is right. So simply you are using switch statement. One statement will be executed from multiple conditions. So instead of if else if ladder, so switch statement has better performance. So if you want to use if else if ladder, so then go to switch statement is so much better. So the syntax is switch expression so case value 1 and break case value 2 break case value 3 break, otherwise default statement break. So the syntax is switch expression. Expression must be an integral value, no strings, no float values. So this expression matches with the value 1, value 2, value 3. So if the expression matches with value 1, so the set of statements inside the class will be executed. The set of statements inside the case block will be executed. If the expression matches value 2, then the set of statements in the value 2 case block will be executed. Whenever break statement encountered, it terminates the switch statement. Suppose in case value 2 there is no break statement, so expression matches with the value 2, value statements executed, value 2 statements executed, and value 3 statements also executed, because this case label doesn't have break statement. This is very important. If you forget to write break statement, then both case statements will be executed because there is no break statement at the end of value to case. There is no break statement at the end of case value 2. Clear, right? So switch expression should match with the case values. So value 1, value 2, value 3. If there is no matching, so expression value doesn't match with the value 1, value 2, value 3, then default statement will be executed. So if expression value doesn't match the value 1, value 2, value 3 values, then default statement will be executed. So this is the another else if ladder. So rules for using switch statement. The expression, so the expression inside the switch must be an integer value. The expression should be an integer or a variable or an expression that evaluates to an integer. So this expression should be an integer. And case labels values must be unique. So case value 1, case value 2, case value 3, like this. Suppose I have case value 1, case value 2 also case value 1, then compiler throws the error. Compiler throws the error. So these labels must be unique. These labels must be unique. So the case label must end with a colon. Case label must end with a colon. So the next line after the case statement can be any valid C statements. So after case value 1, any valid C statements. Int x equal to 10, cout x. So any valid C statements. So the default statement gets executed when there is no match found. So the expression should be integer value. So this value do not match to any case labels. That means value 1, value 2, value 3. Then the default statement gets executed. The default is optional, and if it is missing, no action takes place if all matches fail. If all matches fail, then default statement executed. This is a small example using switch statement. So num is the integer variable. Num is the integer variable. This is the declaration, not initialization. So num is integer variable. So next line cout, enter a number to check grade. So will be displayed on the window. Then if user enters 90, then now number is 90. So switch off expression. Expression means here number 90. So we have three cases, case 10, case 20, case 30. So 90 doesn't match to any case values. Then automatically default statement will be executed. So the output is not 10, 20, 30. So if user enters 30, so number equal to 30 now, then switch 30 is first match with the case 10, no, case 20, no, case 30. So number 30, case 30. So both are matching, then it is 30 will be displayed on the console window. Okay, so remember that break statement should be right after the end of the case. So if you forget to write break statement, then sequential case blocks will be executed. So suppose if I forget to write, so suppose number is 20, if user enters 20, I forgot to write break statement case 20. Then the output is, it is 20, it is 30. So this is wrong. So we should write break statement at the end of case labels. Iteration. Iteration means that if the condition is true, the set of statements executed repeatedly. Suppose is the condition, then statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. So if condition is true, first check the condition. These st1, st2, st3 are executed. Then check the condition again. It is true. Then st1, st2, st3 are executed. Then check the condition again. If it is true, if it is true, then executed repeatedly. So st1, st2, st3 are executed repeatedly whenever the condition is true. If the condition is false, then control comes out of the loop. So whenever the condition is true, the statements executed repeatedly. That is the iteration. Iteration construct means a repetition of set of statements depending upon a condition. Till the time of condition is true or false depending upon the loop. A set of statements are repeated and again as soon as the condition becomes false. The repetition stops. The iteration condition is also called looping construct. If the condition is false, then repetition stops. If the condition is true, the repetition is continue again. So if condition is true, st1, st2, st3 are executed repeatedly. So repetition. So iteration construct. So first check the condition, it is true, then statement 1 and statement 2 executed and check the condition. If condition is again true, then statement 1, statement 2 executed again and check the condition again. If the condition is false, then coming out of the loop. So there are three iterative statements. There are three iterative statements, that is one is for loop, while loop, do while loop. So in this class, start with the for loop. The C++ for loop use it to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is fixed, it is recommended to use for loop than while loop or do while loop. So if you know the number of iterations, suppose so enter in number. Number is 5. You know the number of iterations. Then use for loop than while or do while loops. So if the number of iteration is fixed, then recommend to use for loop then while or do while loop. The C++ for loop is same as C and C sharp. We can initialize variable, check the condition and increment or decrement the value. So for loop syntax is for initialization, test the condition, then update expression. update expression. So update expression is either increment or decrement, either increment or decrement. So for is the initialization happened only one time, then test the condition, then update the expression. Update the expression means increment or decrement. So I have for loop, suppose int x equal to 1, x less than 5. I know the number of iterations. Then x plus plus increment, then some set of statements st1, st2. Okay, so initialization happened only once. First initialize x equal to 1, then test the condition, 1 less than 5, it is true, then comes to the for loop block, statement block. So first initialization, test the condition, then goes to statement block. Statement 1, statement 2 will be executed, then control goes to update expression x plus plus, x is incremented by 1, then again test the condition x less than 5, test the condition, it is true, then again statement 1, statement 2 executed, then again update the expression, then again check the condition. So statement 1, statement 2 executed again, and again update the expression and test the condition. This is the way to use for loop. So initialization happened once, then check the condition. If the condition is true, statement block will be executed, then update the expression, then test the condition again. If condition is true, statement block executed, then update the expression and check the condition. If the condition is true, statement block executed. If condition is false, it's come out of the for loop. So this is example of for loop. So problem starts with the main. I is the integer variable. I is the integer variable having 1. Then this is the initialization. Then check the condition 1 less than or equal to 10. It is true. So statement block executed. Display the value of I. I value is 1. Then update the expression I plus plus. Now I is incremented by 1, that is 2. Check the condition 2 less than or equal to 10. So it is true. Coming to the statement block, 2 will be displayed. Then update the expression I is incremented by 1. Now I becomes 3. Check the condition 3 less than or equal to 10. It is true. 3 will be displayed on the console window. Then update the expression 4 less than or equal to 10. It is true. Come to the statement block, 4 will be displayed. Then I is incremented by 1, 4. Now 5, 4, 5. 5 less than or equal to 10. It is true. So statement block 5 will be displayed. Like this, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be displayed. Then I is incremented by 1. 11 less than or equal to 10. So it is false. It's come out of the loop. So initialization I equal to 1 initialization. It is happened only one time. Then check the condition. If the condition is true, statement block executed and update the expression. Then check the condition again. If it is true, statement block executed, update the expression again. Then test the condition. If condition is false, coming out of the for loop. This is example of for loop. So this is nested for loop. If for loop contains another for loop, then is nested for loop. So we can use for loop inside another for loop. It is known as nested for loop. For loop inside another for loop, it is nested for loop. So in this program, I is 1, I value is 1, then test the condition 1 less than or equal to 3. It is true. Then goes to inner for loop. Then j equal to initialize to 1. Then check the condition 1 less than or equal to 3. It is true. So then display the values of I and j. Display the values of I and j. Now I value is 1, j value is 1. Right? Then update the inner for loop expression. Update the inner for loop expression. Now j value is 2. J plus plus. J equal to j plus 1. So j value is 2. Check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 3. It is true. Display the ij values. So I is 1, j is 2. Next, j is incremented by 1. Now j becomes 3. Check the condition 3 less than or equal to 3. It is true. So display I and j values. So I value is 1, j value is 3. Then j is incremented by 1, it is 4. Check the condition 4 less than or equal to 3. It is false, coming out of the inner for loop. Then update the expression for outer for loop. So now I is incremented by 1, I becomes 2, j is 1. Check the condition 1 less than or equal to 3. J is 1 now. 1 less than or equal to 3 true. So display the ij values. I value is 2. J value is 1. Increment j value. Now it is true. 2. Check the condition inside the for loop. Inside the inner for loop. So 2 less than or equal to 3 is true. Display ij values. So I value is 2. J value is 2. J is incremented by 1. Now 3. Check the condition 3 less than or equal to 3. It is true. Display the ij values. So I value is 2. J value is 3. Then J is incremented by 1. It is 4. Check the condition 4 less than or equal to 3. It is false. So coming out of the inner for loop. Now update the I expression. Now I value is 3. So j is 1. I is 1. So I value is 3. Check the condition. 3 less than or equal to 3. 3 less than or equal to 3. It is true. So now j value is 1. Check the condition 1 less than or equal to 3. It is true. So display the ij value. I value is 3. J value is 1. So j value is incremented by 1 now. Now j equal to 2. So check the condition 2 less than or equal to 3. it is true. Display ij value. I is 3, j is 2. J is incremented by 1. Now j is 3 now. Check the condition 3 less than or equal to 3. It is true. So display ij values. I value is 3, j value is 3. Now j is incremented by 1. J becomes 4. 4 less than or equal to 3 false. So coming out of the inner for loop. Then I is incremented by 1. It is 4. Check the condition. 4 less than or equal to 3. 4 less than or equal to 3. It is false. So coming out of the outer for loops. So the output is 1 1 1 2. So 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 2 2 3 3 1 3 2 3 2. So this is the nested for loops. So infinite for loop. If we use if you use semicolon for loop, it will executed infinite times. So there is no initialization, no updation, no test the conditions. So it goes infinite for loop. So if you stop this, press control break, then it will stop. Otherwise, it will continually running because the condition is always true. There is no condition, no initialization, no updation inside the for loop. So this is the example of infinite for loop. While loop. So while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is not fixed, it is recommended to use while loop than for loop. If the number of iterations you know, then for loop is better. Otherwise, you can use while loop. So if the number of iterations are know the user, then for loop is better. Otherwise, use while loop. So the syntax of while loop is while condition so if condition is true, st1 st2 executed. Then check the condition again. Condition is true, st1 st2 executed repeatedly whenever the condition is true. If the condition is false, the control comes out of the while loop. The control comes out of the while loop. So program starts with the main. I is initialized to 1. I equal to 1. Then check the condition inside the while loop. So 1 less than or equal to 10. 1 less than or equal to 10. Then display the value of I and I is incremented by 1. I plus plus means I is incremented by 1. Now I the value is 2. Then check the condition again. 2 less than or equal to 10. Display the I value. I value is 2. So I is incremented by 1. Now I becomes 3. I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. Now I value is 3. Check the condition again. 3 less than or equal to 10. It is true. So display the I value. I value is 3 and I is incremented by 1. Now I is 4. Check the condition again. 4 less than or equal to 10. Display the I value. It is 4. Now I is incremented by 1. So it is 5. Check the condition. 5 less than or equal to 10. Display the I value. So 5. So I is incremented by 1. Now I value is 6. Check the condition. 6 less than or equal to 10. Display the I value. It is 6. Now I is incremented by 1. I is 7. So 7 less than or equal to 10. It is true. 7 will be displayed on the console window. Then I is incremented by 1 again. Now it is 8. Check the condition 8. Eight less than or equal to 10. 8 will be displayed on the console window. Then 9 less than or equal to 10. 9 will be displayed on the console window. Similarly, 10 less than or equal to 10. So 10 will be displayed on the console window. Then I is incremented by 1. Now 11 less than or equal to 10. It is false. It is coming out of the while loop. So this is the example of while loop. So we saw nested if else and nested for loops. Similarly, we have nested while loops. So while loop inside another while loop, it is known as nested while loop. While loop inside another while loop, it is known as nested while loop. So I is initialized to 1. First check the condition 1 less than or equal to 3. So then j is assigned to 1 and check the condition j less than or equal to 3. So first j loop executed, then I is incremented by 1. Again j starts from the 1. That means inner loop executed first, then outer loop executed. So if we execute this program, so then first 1 less than or equal to 3. So 1 less than or equal to 3, j is equal to 1. So first check that 1 less than or while inside the while loop, j less than or equal to 3. The 1 less than or equal to 3. So the output is display the ij values 1 and 1. Right? J is incremented by 1. Check the condition inside while loop 2 less than or equal to 3. Display ij values. There means 1 and 2. J is incremented by again. So j becomes 3. 3 less than or equal to 3. Displays 1, 3. J is incremented by 1. J becomes 4 now. 4 less than or equal to 3. It is false. So now I is incremented by 1. Now I becomes 2. 2 less than or equal to 3. Again j initialized to 1. So it displays 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. So the output is like this. This is nested while loop. A while loop inside another while loop. It is known as nested while loop. So in infinite for loops, there is no initialization, no condition, no update expression. Then it is infinite for loop. Similarly, infinite while loop. So if condition is always true, then that loop is infinite while loop. If condition is always true, then that is infinite while loop. Do while loop. C++ do while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is not fixed and you must have to execute the loop at least one, it is recommended to use do while loop. In case of while loops, first check the condition, then executed the statements. If you use do while statements, statements are executed at least once. So first statements are executed, then check the condition. If the condition is true, then those statements executed repeatedly. Otherwise, statements executed at least one time based on the condition. In case of while block, first check the condition, then statements executed. In case of do while, first statements executed, then check the condition. That is the difference between the while and do while loop. So the do while loop is executed at least once because the condition is checked after loop body. So the syntax is do st1 st2 st3 statement 1 statement 3, then while loop condition, then while loop condition. So first statement 1 statement 2 statement 3 executed, then check the condition, then check the condition. So in case of while loop, first check the condition, then statements executed. In case of do while, first execution of statements, then check the condition. So this is the example of do while. I is initialized to 1, first display the value, first displays the value, then check the condition. So first 1 displayed, then incremented by 1, then check the 2 less than or equal to 10. So it is true, then display the I value, again incrementation, and check the condition up to I value becomes 10. So if I is 10 less than or equal to 10, 10 will be displayed on the console window. Then I is incremented by 1, I becomes 11, and check the condition 11 less than or equal to 10, it is false, coming out of the loop. So if you use do while block, so the statements executed at least one. Jump statements. So we have 3 jump statements in C++: break, continue, and go to. So the C++ break statement used to break the loop or switch statements. It breaks the current flow of the program at the given condition. In case of inner loop, it breaks only inner loop only. So we have a program and break statement. So if break statement encounter, then it terminates the either for loop or while loop or switch statements. So I have nested for loop statements, So break is encounter inside the for loop, then it terminates only inner for loop only, not outer for loop. So this is the example. I is initialized to 1. I is initialized to 1. Check the condition. 1 less than or equal to 10. True. 1 will be displayed. Because and check the one more condition. 1 equal to 5. False, right? So 1 will be displayed on the console window. Then I becomes 2. Check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 10. 2 less than or equal to 10. It is true. It is true. So again check one more condition. 2 equal to 5. It is false. So 2 will be displayed. Then I is incremented, so 3. Check the condition, 3 less than or equal to 10. 3 less than or equal to 10, it is true. Then check one more condition, 3 equal to 5. It is false. So display the I value. 3 will be displayed. Now I is incremented by 1, I is 4. Check the condition, 4 less than or equal to 10. It is true. Check one more condition, 4 equal to 5, I equal to 5. 4 equal to 5 false. 4 will be displayed on the console window. Then I is incremented by 1, I becomes 5 now. Check the condition, 5 less than or equal to 10. It is true. Check one more condition, 5 equal to 5. 5 equal to 5. If this is true, so break statement encounter, it terminates the for loop. It terminates the for loop. Control comes out of the for loop. So the output is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the useful for break statement. Whenever break statement encounters, then control terminates either for loop or while loop or switch statements. So break statement is used to break loop or switch statement. It breaks the current flow of the program at the given condition. So I equal to 5 is the given condition. If I equal to 5 break, it breaks the loop. So in case of inner loop, it breaks only inner loop only. So this example, inner loop. So if I value is 2 and j value is 2, then it is break statement encounters. So if break statement encounters, only inner for loop terminates, not outer for loop. So I value is 1 and j value is 1. I value is 1 and j value is 1. Check the conditions, 1 less than or equal to 3, outer for loop true. J less than or equal to 3, inner for loop true. And check one more condition, 1 equal to 2 and logical and j equal to 2. No. So 1 will be displayed on the console window. Then j is incremented by 1, j is 2, 2 less than or equal to 3 true. Check one more condition, I equal to 2 and j equal to 2. 1 equal to 2 is false. So 1 and 2 displayed on the console window. J is incremented by 3, 3 less than or equal to 3. It is true. Check the condition again, I equal to 2, j equal to 2. I value is 1, so condition is false. So 1, 3 will be displayed on the console window. J is incremented by 1, it is 4. 4 less than or equal to 3, it is false, coming out of the inner for loop. Coming out of the inner for loop. So now I is incremented by 1, I value is 2 now, j is 1. So check the condition, I equal to 2 and j equal to 2. J is 1, j is 1, I is 2. So 2, 1 will be displayed on the console window. Next, j is incremented by 2, incremented by 1. Now j becomes 2 and tests the condition, I equal to 2, j equal to 2. So it is true. I value is 2, j value is true. It is true. Then break statement. Break statement encounters, so it terminates inner for loop. Inner for loop means j for loop. It terminates inner for loop and goes to update the expression. Now I value is 3, j value is 1. So the output is 3 1, 3 2, 3 3. Clear, right? So if break statement encounters inside the for loop, then it terminates only inner for loop, not outer for loop. Then another jump statement is continue statement. The continue statement is used to continue loop. It continues the current flow of the program and skips the remaining code at specified condition. So if break statement at specified condition, it terminates. It terminates. In case of continuous statement, it skips the particular code at specified condition. Just skips that iteration only. In case of inner for loop, it continues only inner loops. So to break statement encounter inner loops, so only inner loop terminates. Similar thing, if continue occurs inside the for loop, so it terminates that particular iteration. Not termination, it skips particular iteration. See the example. I value is 1. Check the condition 1 less than or equal to 10. So 1 will be displayed. Then incremented by 2, 2 less than 10, and check the condition 2 equal to 5, false. So 2 will be displayed. So 3 equal to 5, false, 3 will be displayed. I is incremented by 4, 4 equal to 5, false. So 4 will be displayed. 5, I is incremented by 1, 5. So 5 less than or equal to 10, it is true. Then 5 equal to 5, it is 5 equal to 5 means it is true. Then continue statement occurs. Continue means it skips the iteration. It skips the particular iteration. So control goes to update the expression again. So now I value is 6. Check the condition 6 less than 10. It is true. Check the condition again 6 equal to 5, false. So 6 will be displayed. Then I is incremented by 1, 7. 7 less than or equal to 10. So 7 will be displayed. I is incremented by 8. 8 less than or equal to 10. And 8 equal to 5 is false. 8 will be displayed. I is incremented by 1, 9. 9 less than or equal to 10. True. 9 equal to 5, false. So 9 will be displayed. I is incremented by 1. Now I becomes 10. 10 less than or equal to 10, false. 10 less than or equal to 10 is true. 10 equal to 5 is false. 10 will be displayed on the console window. Now I is incremented by 1, 11. 11 less than or equal to 10, it is false. Coming out of the for loop. Coming out of the for loop. So the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not 5. So continue statement skips that particular iteration. Break statement terminates the entire loop. Break statement terminates the entire loop, but continue statement skips the particular iteration. Suppose here continue statement has written inside inner for loop. See this example. Continue statement has written inside inner for loop. So I value is 1, j value is 1. So first 1 will be displayed, then j is incremented by 1, it is 2, so 1 2 will be displayed. Because I value is 1, so I equal to 2 is false, j equal to 2 true. But logical AND operators, both operands are true, then result is true. If any one of the operand is false, then the result is false. So j values becomes 3, 3 equal to 2 false, displays 1 3. Then j is incremented by 1, now it is 4, 4 less than or equal to 3 false. Now I is incremented by 1, I equal to 2, again j equal to 1, so 2 1. Then j is incremented by 1, now j becomes 2, so condition I equal to 2, j equal to 2 continue, I equal to 2, j equal to 2 continue, so it skips the particular iteration. Then j is incremented by 1, now it becomes 3, 2 3 will be displayed. Then j is incremented by 4, incremented by 1 4, 4 less than or equal to 3 fast, coming out of the inner for loop. So I becomes 3 now, so 3 1, 3 2, 3 3. So the main difference between break and continue statement is whenever break statement encounters, it terminates the entire loop. So in case of continue statement, that particular condition skips the iteration. So if the condition satisfied, then that skips the particular iteration. In case of break statement, it terminates the entire loop. Continue statement doesn't terminate entire for loop, entire loop. So it skips the particular iteration. Last jump statement is go to statement. Go to statement is used for altering the normal sequence program execution by transferring control to some other part of the program. So the syntax is go to label. So then you can use label and set of statements. So I have main program having number 26. Num is the integer variable having the value 26. I have one function check even or not passing 26. It is calling function. So void check even or not is the called function. So check even or not is a function name having one integer parameter and return nothing. Void means nothing, return nothing. So check even or not having one integer parameter and return nothing. So 26 check that 26 modulo 2 equal to 0. So 13 to 26, so it is 0. If it is 0, then we are using go to label. Then we are using go to label. Go to label name is even. Then the where is the even? Even is here. So even is cout number. Cout number is 26 is even will be displayed. Clear, right? So we have the label go to, so go to label. go to label. So here go to statement, jump statement, even is the label name. So it goes to even and number 26 is even. So return statement occurs, it close the end of the functions. Suppose if I use 13, 13 modulo 2 is 1, right? Then go to odd. So go to odd. So where is the odd statement? This is the odd statement. So number 26 is odd. We have label name here. So clear, right? So these are three are jump statements. One is the break statement, continue statement, and go to statements. So if you have any queries or questions, please send mail to hello@provatech.com or send message to prova.tech through Skype. Thank you.